Morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the lesson The Address written by Marga Minko. Yesterday we discussed about it in brief. We saw its overview and about the author. You know, Marga Minko is the pen name of Sara Minko. In 1942, her parents were forced to move into the city's Jewish quarters. The parents, her brothers and sister, they were all deported, and Marga, that is Sarah, she managed to survive the war in hiding. And so her stories, they often revolve around the existential problems often faced by the survivors. In this story, that is the address, we will see the narrator, first of all, is found knocking a door. She reaches a door, that is, address written here is 46 Dowling. So when she knocked at the door was opened by a lady, and she asked the lady, that is Mrs. Dowling, if she knew her, and the narrator also told her that she was Mrs. S. daughter, but the owner of the house, that is Mrs. Dowling, she refused knowing her. She actually knew her, but she refused. And Mrs. Dowling's face, it gave no any expressions of recognition, and she kept staring at her without speaking any word. So that time, the narrator thought that perhaps she was mistaken and had rung the wrong bell. And but suddenly she just looked at the green hand knitted sweater worn by this lady. And what actually this sweater was? This sweater was of Mrs. S, that is narrator's mother. When she found Mrs. Dowling wearing her mother's sweater, so she just was clear that she was confirmed that she had reached the correct address. But Mrs. Dowling excused herself by saying that she could not talk to the girl that day and she should come again later. So then she shamelessly closed the door. The Let's see. So now she closed the door, and the narrator stood for some time on the steps, and even after the door was closed. After this refusal, the narrator started going back to the station. And while walking to the station, she is thinking about her mother. Actually, her mother had given her Miss Darling's address years ago. It had been in the first half of the war, and the narrator's mother told her about Mrs. Darling as an old acquaintance. She also informed her that every time when Mrs. Darling came, she took something home with her. And you know what reason was given by Mrs. Darling for taking these all things? So, the reason she gave for her actions was that she wanted to save all the good things, because this was the time of Second World War, and the narrator's mother and narrator, they were Jews, and as the narrator's mother would not be able to save everything if they had to leave suddenly, so this reason was given by Mrs. Darling that she would keep them safe. And this way the narrator, just thinking about this all, arrived at the station, and without having paid much attention to things on the way. Actually, it was the old place. She was familiar to this all. She was walking in familiar places again for the first time since the war, and she didn't want to upset herself with the sight of streets and houses full of memories from a previous time. And in the train, she remembered the first time when she had seen Mrs. Darling. It was the morning after the day her mother had told her about Mrs. Darling, who was wearing brown coat. And the narrator has asked from her mother if she lived far away, as she was carrying a heavy case. See, students, you can see a case, a suitcase in the picture also. So when the narrator saw her carrying a heavy case, so she asked her mother if she lived far away. Then her mother told her that Mrs. Darling lived at number 46 Marconi Street. So this time the address was given by her mother to the narrator. So the narrator had remembered the address but waited a long time to go there. Initially, after the war was over, she was not interested in all their belongings lying with Mrs. Darling. Actually, she was afraid to see the things that had belonged to her dead mother. She didn't want to see their belongings lying in Mrs. Darling's house in boxes and cupboards and needing to be put back in their old places. So she was scared that the things might make her very upset, emotional, very much nostalgic. But gradually her life became normal again, and one day she became curious to know about all the possessions. So, as you know, after her first visit did not yield any result, she came back from the train and she reached the home, but she didn't actually, she decided to visit the house again. So, this time when she visited there, she again knocked the door, and let's see what happens. This time, a girl of about 15 opened the door, as her mother was not at time. The narrator asked about Mrs. Darling, and the girl told that Mrs. Darling was not at home. And this time, the narrator followed the girl along the passage. She noticed an old fashioned iron candle holder which they never used, and they went into the living room. The narrator was horrified. She found herself in the midst of their old belongings, but they expressed her as they were kept in strange surroundings. She was keenly observing the girl, who had a broad back similar to that of Mrs. Darling. The girl was placing teacups for tea to be served. She was pouring tea from a white teapot which had a golden border on the lid, and then she took out some spoons from the box. And you know, when the narrator, was sitting there, she was just observing the tablecloth, the silver cutlery, and even the still life showing the apple on the tin plate belonged to her family. So she could see so many things lying there which belonged to her mother. And the narrator, also found a burn mark on the tablecloth. And narrator indirectly hinted to the girl that they missed things which are either missing from their original place. You know what their original place was? It was narrator's home. So now they were all lying in Mrs. Darling's house, and the narrator is just looking at them sitting along with this girl who is Mrs. Darling's daughter. And narrator remembers a time when her mother was alive. So when she looks at the things, she remembers her mother also. So the narrator remembers the time when her mother was alive, and the narrator was at home. And what happened that time? Her mother had asked her to polish the silver cutlery, and she was surprised to hear that the cutlery that they were using was made of silver. And even Mrs. Darling's daughter was surprised to hear that they were using silver cutlery for everyday eating. And the narrator, so she is upset, she remembers her mother. So you know what she decided? She decided that she could not stay there anymore, and the address was no doubts correct. But the narrator did not want to remember it in anymore. She felt that the objects were linked to a memory of a time which no longer existed, which was past for her. And according to her, the things which were placed in Mrs. Darling's house, they had lost their value. They all were lying in the strange surroundings. She controlled herself by thinking that these all the things that were lying in this Mrs. Darling's house, and she didn't want to take those things back, because she was living in a very small house. So what she did, she just, in this picture, see, she is thinking about the things again. After that, she decided to go back. She didn't want to take anything back, so she decided to forget the past, her past, the memories related to these things, as it brought back the bitter memories. And her mother was no more there to revive the pleasant memories. And she walked out of Mrs. Darling's house, deciding that she would never come back to this house to see or take away her family's possessions, as she had no place to keep all of it. Actually, why she wanted to forget the address? So when actually everything was arranged in a very tasteless manner, and the ugly furniture and the unpleasant smell that evoked the memory of the war again and reminded her again of her dead mother. So she just didn't want to take the things back. Even one more reason she gives in the story, she had a small rented room. She was living in a small rented room and she had no place to keep all these things. That's why she wanted to forget the address. But instead of that small rented room, so main thing is that she wanted to forget this all, the bitter past of her life. Okay, so this way we find the girl, the narrator, who goes to Mrs. Darling's house to take her things back. She goes back without taking everything. So this way the story gets over.